Ecclesiastes chapters 10 and 12 says, "The words of a wise man's mouth are gracious, but the lips of a fool will swallow up himself." I want to give our praises to Yahweh Hashem, Yahushua, Hashem, Harakah, Kodash, giving double honors to all the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutes to all 144,000 elect out there. Barrier coming back at you with another lesson. A little foolishness. That's the subheading there. A little foolishness. So why did I read that? We're gonna come back to some of this these words. We're gonna get into Abarazar, we're gonna get into some words. But some words of wisdom. The words of a Ecclesiastes 10 and 12. The words of a wise man's mouth are gracious, but the lips of a fool will swallow up himself. The beginning of the words of his mouth is foolishness, and the end of his talk is mischievous madness. So this is why that scripture came to mind. Some of you may have heard. I don't really follow up with a lot of these. I lost track of a lot of these rappers today. Rapper Julio, foolio, dead at 26, shot, deleted outside hotel. I've never heard of this rapper, so-called rapper. I've never heard of him, but some brothers were doing videos on him. Saw him on some of these other social media apps when I started to check up a bit about him, and something stood out about him. That name there, foolio, foolio, boy. That to me, that's like that sums it up for me, man. With a name like foolio. Right, we ain't gonna get too much. I don't even want to show his ugly face, man. God don't like ugly. Some of you's probably seen him already. All that matted hair and all that. That. Just say God don't like ugly, so I ain't gonna show him on this video. If you want to see him, you could do. You can pull him up and get going. You can pull him up and you can go into you can see him on the Google. But God don't like ugly, right? So Julio, foolio, an up and coming rapper from Florida, has been deleted in a shooting outside a Tampa area hotel. TMZ has confirmed his attorney, Louis Fusco, released a statement announcing the deletion Sunday, just hours after his client passed, according to the statement. Julio, whose real name was Charles Jones, was in town to celebrate his birthday. Keep him out of the picture. While he was staying at an Airbnb at First Fiasco, Fusco City's law enforcement reports, which say he was kicked out of his accommodation for exceeding the maximum occupancy and checked in to a hotel Holiday Inn. Just before 5 a.m. ET, an incident occurred in the hotel parking lot with Julio lawyers saying the rapper was reportedly ambushed and deleted. They are asking for privacy for the family at this point. All right, you want to read more about this, but this is just an excuse for me to get into some words. Abarazar be edifying. And Most High is not joking now. This is the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble, and this is what the Most High is doing. Right, he's deleting all these so-called rappers or upcoming rappers or celebrities, whatever the case may be. He's deleting them, making examples of them, and that's prophecy. Read a little bit more. Tampa police said they believe Jones was the victim in the shooting. Through they added they have to wait for the medical examiner officer to confirm. Three other people were reportedly deleted during the ambush and transported to the hospital. They are all expected to make a full recovery, and the cops are investigating the cause of the shooting. Right, so I'm gonna read more on that, but I just like to me, this is an omen. That name there, this is a nomen omen. Rapper Julio Foolio. Oh, that Julio was the other dude. I think he had his reign. He was also, he's been deleted too, but he had his reign. Julio, for those of you that know or maybe heard of him in the 80s and the 90s, he had his reign, and he is also found deleted somewhere. But this is what the Most High is doing. He's making examples of the 2/3, man, and they have to be taken out according to the scriptures, man. They have to go. Well, and it's a beautiful thing. And I've been hearing stories as well about that Charleston white guy. People saying he was, his side of the story was that people been celebrating his this or commiserating Foolio's death, but he's saying this guy was a demon, and he's a demon himself. Demon calling out another demon. Kettle calling the pot black. But yeah, Charleston White was saying this guy is nothing to be celebrated. That's another demon off the planet. That's out of his own words, and he's got a lot to our. He has an accounting also, because he ain't been speaking too good about, as far as I've been hearing, about the truth. But even the demons bear witness that this guy was a complete demon, desecrating graves and doing rap songs and doing all kinds of memes over people's graves, which they did. So he had it coming. Rapper Julio Foolio shot deleted in ambush at hotel. He had this coming. So I want to get into this nomen omen here. The foolio. Fool. What does fool mean? That's why I didn't want to put him up on the video. I'm giving him no shine, man. Even in his deletion, don't want to give him no shine. So fool. I just tapped that in. Fool, right? Matter of fact, let me tap something else in. What is the meaning of fool? Fool first. The meaning is a person who acts unwisely or imprudently, a silly person. And we've heard of it. We hear it all the time. But this is the Most High is making examples of them, and it's something to. Yes, it is something to be happy about. And one less fool on the planet, man. One less fool on the planet. So that's what it is, an unwise person. Give an example now. I tapped it in. Give an example. A person who behaves in a silly way, or someone who lacks judgment, crazy. Right? And this is the example here. There's another one here. So I tapped in. Give an example of fool. Now, there's some more here. A person who behaves in a silly way without thinking. You fool, you missed your chance. Right? If he thinks she still loves him, like a fool, he said, he would pay me back like a fool. I believe him. Now, a lot of you people that think that anyway, this is not that type of video. But if he thinks he loves him, well, them days are over. There's no such thing as love. It's a cold world, right? What an example of a fool around. What is an example of fool around? One more. I'm not really a painter. I just like to fool around with paints. Fool around with paint. Oh, right, that's the point. Another example. She takes foolish risks. Taking risks. A lot of those people up there, I've been hearing stories about Las Vegas people, rich people. They got so much money, they got more money than sense, and then they gamble it away. That's foolish, not showing good sense or judgment. That's really the point. The act or behavior. What is an example of foolish? Action or behavior not showing good sense or judgment. Silly, stupid, vain, foolish woman. Yeah, scriptures talk about that. Foolish woman is clamorous. Just a vain, foolish woman. I was foolish enough to believe what Jeff told me. The incident was my fault. It would be foolish to pretend otherwise. Right? One thing about someone who's not foolish, or we're gonna get into some scriptures, We're going to get into some scriptures. Here's another example of in the etymology. And then we're going to get back to the blue letter, Abarazar, and some scriptures, and we're going to end it off. Silly, stupid, or ignorant person. Right? So this person is not to be commiserated. This person here, this rapper here, up-and-coming rapper, and in his local area, he was not liked. Those that really knew what he was about, he was not liked. Like I say, even that Charleston White was speaking some truth about this guy. And yeah, there was no such thing as someone being deleted innocently. Job 4:7. So here, this is the point. Silly, stupid, or ignorant person in the etymology. Old French, folle, madness, insane person, idiot. Right? Also, so that's it. And there's that saying, you probably heard it. Doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results is insanity. Doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results is insanity. So you've got a lot of so-called educated people that do the same thing over again and over again and over again. For example, smoking weed or smoking cigarettes, always getting smashed with the beer and alcohol and getting legless and getting into all kinds of arguments and trouble and even run over by cars because they was drunk or getting into fights, and next weekend they're doing the same thing over and over again because that's insanity, that's foolish, and they don't learn. Right? So-called college people with college degrees, people with all kinds of degrees, professional people, doctors, lawyers, barristers, judges even, are doing it mainly in the world. When you come into this truth, you get a sense about you, an austereness about you, serious about you, and you should be growing in wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Right? That's why we like when these people get took off the planet. It's a good thing. One less fool on the planet. The sense of, so that's the point. The sense of windbag, empty-headed person. Windbag, empty-headed person. There you have it, man. And I also tapped in this because this was one of the first scriptures that came to my mind. How people are Scottish children, and it came up. I was looking for it and I tapped it into Google. Get the dust off this. So this is Jeremiah. We're going to go to it and go other routes. I'll look up some words. For my people are foolish, they have not known me, they are Scottish children, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. That example there. This is the example, and I don't want to put him on don't want to put that ugly, nasty looking, demonic face on the camera. Because God don't like ugly. And that's a he's ugly on the outside, but he's also ugly on the inside. With all that matted hair, if you saw what it looked like. And a lot of those people, for some reason, they don't look right. Them rappers just don't look right, man. I don't really follow them. But for the sake of doing this video, we're going to get into some words and bring out the scriptures. So let's go to this one in Jeremiah 4:22. I'll get into some of this. 1:22. For my people is foolish, they have not known me, they are Scottish children, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. Let me check something out first. In the NKJV. For my people are foolish, see? There you go. My people are foolish, they have not known me, they are silly children, and they have no understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. Keeps on coming up the word here. That's it. That's the word there. Foolish. Let's get back. My people are foolish. So it's kind of gave it away, but let's get into some more. The word foolish, H191. Scottish means foolish. Right. One who despises wisdom. See, there's some more there. And you got people that actually despise wisdom. That's why we get the reaction that we do. You know, you brothers, you know, on the highways and the byways. That's why we get the. For the most part, most people, they don't like to see us. They don't like to hear the scriptures being read out. They don't like. Some of them don't like. That's why our videos don't go viral. You know, I know. With a lot of our cases, a lot of our brothers' cases, they be messing with the views and all of that. You know, these YouTube people behind the scenes, man, because they rather see people like that, Julio, foolio, and they push that foolish Scottish energy, and they want that's why they want them around for a period, for only for a time. And it's from what I've been hearing anyway. A lot of the producers that put them on, the music producers that put them on, are usually behind it because they make more money when they're deleted than when they're alive. So there's a lot of politics that goes into why you hear about someone who's rapidly on the rise, and then you hear them, all of a sudden you hear them, they was deleted, there was an ambush, there was this happened or that happened. There's a lot of politics that goes into it, but ultimately it's the Most High anyway. Most High says that nobody perishes innocently, and that's true. One who despises wisdom, and that's going to be the end result to all you scoffers and mockers too. And it goes in, it makes more here. One who mocks when guilty, right? One who despises wisdom. One who hates, mocks and scoffs at wisdom. Right? That's going to be the end result. And ultimately, yeah, all those that follow vocab and vocab alone followers, you're going to be your end result as well. Quarrelsome. One who is lascivious, quarrelsome, always arguing. Always, everywhere they go, they cause drama. And if there's no drama where they are, they cause it. They make it. Because that's what foolish people do. They can't live peaceful lives. They have to start drama. Because that's what it is. That's what someone who despises wisdom does. They can't. If there's no drama where they go, they start drama. They make drama. Quarrelsome person. That's what it says there. Quarrelsome. Other are we get we get we get powered up when they come in like a flood. Isaiah 65 and 90. When they come in like a flood, we get powered up with new bodies, and we get our chance too to play our position and play our role in getting these people off the face of the earth. God don't like ugly. That's why I might entitle this video. Yeah, foolishness. Those who despise wisdom. God don't like ugly. Alright, that's why these people is making an example of them. Foolio. God don't like ugly. Right, there you have it. Tapped it in, and it was able to help me put this video together. A couple of examples there. So that was Jeremiah. We went into the word, one who despises wisdom. Jeremiah chapters 4 and 22. Yeah, that's the point, but I've got a couple more precepts. We might as well touch on them just to bring the point home. So that's what Scottish means. Scottish. Oh, you got foolish. I looked at foolish, but let's look at this word here. Scottish, which we know. H5528.
Strong's H5530. Sachal. Sachal.
Fool. Right, so that's what Scottish means. Silly, foolish, Scottish, fool. Enough said. Enough said. And I tapped it in. The blue letter. Just wanted to see something. I tapped it in. I got a couple of them that came up. We're going to look at some of these. It occurs 66 times in 52 verses in the scriptures. And I've already selected some from here. Let's look at some of them. The ones I selected. So This one here is a beautiful one. It says, a little foolishness. When you check it, what it's saying here. It says in Ecclesiastes 10 and 12, we read a couple of them. The words of a wise man's mouth are gracious, but the lips of a fool will swallow up himself. And that's what happened. He ended up catching himself, caused so many enemies in his local area, Florida, this foolio dude, caused so many enemies, dancing on graves, testamenting graves, doing videos on graves, putting pictures on graves and just making total mockery of himself. Right, that's why it's saying here, the words of a wise man's mouth are gracious. Right, so the words of a wise man, we all utter wise words. That's what comes back to us. That's what we attract. That's what we're surrounded by. And a wise man will surround himself with wise people. Right? And that's what the brotherhood's about. Right? Words of a wise man's mouth are gracious, but the lips of a fool will swallow up himself. Right? Hanging with ninjas and rapping about negativity. So you surround yourself with negativity and you end up swallowing up yourself. Lips of a fool will swallow up himself. The beginning of the words of his mouth is foolishness, and the end of his talk is mischievous madness. For those of us who are in the world, those people who are in that business, in that rap game, or just into stupid negativity, they just love drama, man. And if there's no drama, they have to cause it. So he's saying there, the beginning of the words of his mouth is foolishness, and the end of his talk is mischievous madness, causing mischief. And they love mischief, man. Those, folly and stupid people that lack wisdom, love mischief, and they end up causing mischief. Another one here. A fool also is full of words, and a man cannot tell what shall be and what shall be after him. Who can tell him? Can't tell him nothing, man. Right? We've had a couple of people like that in this in the truth. The Wadayo Bashim Shah for getting him out. A fool so is full of words. You can't tell him nothing. Full of words, man. And they always know better than you. They always know better than you. You can't tell them nothing, but they know better than you. Right? But that's what happens, man. A fool so is full of words, and a man cannot tell what shall be. And they're unpredictable too, right? And what shall be after him, who can tell, right? Again, this is the example we're using. This is the example the Most High gave us right here. No one can talk to them, and they have to end up getting deleted. That has to happen for their own good, right? Cannot tell what shall be and what shall be after him, who can tell? There you have it, man. A little of a foolishness. That's a subheading. Foolishness. A little foolishness. Another one here on this subject we're talking about. Contrast of the righteous and the wicked. From the top of Proverbs chapters 10 and 1 says, the Proverbs of Solomon, a wise man, the Proverbs of Solomon, a wise son maketh a glad father, but the foolish son is heaviness of his mother. See that? That's the benefits of wisdom, man. That's the benefits of wisdom. Yeah? Proverbs 1, 10 and 1. The proverb of Solomon, a wise son maketh a glad father. Yeah, see? And I'll tell you, his father, I'm pretty sure his father, that foolio's father, ain't happy, or his mother. Right? The reputation that he had and what he left behind him. They ain't happy about that. I don't know if he had any children, but that's not good. There's not a good act to follow right there. But the foolish son is heaviness to his mother. Heartache and pain. That's all they bring, and that's all they come. Leave a trail of destruction behind them. So when you jump down now, so this is the contrast of the righteous and the wicked. This is the contrast here. Right, the whole of the chapter is good. let's jump down to 23 of Proverbs 10. It says, it is as sport to a fool to do mischief. Right? It's just like fun to them. Go around with their guns. He said, I walk around with my gun and I'm ready to pop it off anytime. And he was always getting into drama and standoffs and fights. Yeah, and he viewed it as sport. When you get to understand most of these rappers' lives, the way they live, all of them, cold at black, and they're always in and out of prison, and they think it's a good thing. I done this and I did that, and I was in prison. They boast about it, yeah, because they think they class it as sport, something to be proud of. It's something nothing to be proud of. To be into that life, into that, which is a dead end life leading to nowhere but deletion. It is, and that's what. And on top of all of that, that's what E's behind it. The executives, producers, the producers, and Amalek. Ultimately, Amalek he runs all that. He controls the music industry. When you understand, when you do background research on the music industry, you know that it's them that promote it. That's what they push. That's why they get these foolish people to do their bidding, right? To be the face of it. And they're not Israelites. They're black people, right? We don't claim them. They're black people. They're not Israelites, right? They're honorary white people in black skin. And don't forget, there's tears also among them, right? That look like black people, and they're not. They're E's, right? But they look like black people. Don't forget about that. So they're not black. They're not Israelites. We say it right. They're not Israelites. They're honorary white people in black skin. And some of them are literally tears too, right? There's something not to be proud of that lifestyle, right? It is as sport to a fool to do mischief, but a man of understanding hath wisdom. They class it as sport. So that's why they continue in that lifestyle, and that's why the Most High has to take them out. As a matter of fact, let me go back here. Something I forgot to look at. The beginning of, back to Ecclesiastes 10 and 9. While reading that chapter, or that precept I just read, it just reminded me of this, coming back to this precept. In Ecclesiastes 10 and 13, the beginning of the words of his mouth is foolishness, and the end of his talk is mischievous madness. Must be allowed to look at that word, mischievous. Mischievous. Here we have it. Mischievous. H7451. Mischievous. Disagreeable. Malignant. Unpleasant. Evil, displeasing. Worse. Oh, that's it. Sad, unhappy. Right? And what they say? Misery loves company. Never happy. Always complaining. Always moaning about something. Never look on the balance of things. You understand? Bad. Worse than than. That's the point. Evil, displeasing. Always complaining about something, man. Evil, wicked. The wicked actions. A general of a person of thoughts, deeds, and actions. Of persons of thoughts, deeds, and action. Wicked, evil. That's the point there. That's this a mischievous person. Probably butcher it. Oh, how do you pronounce that? Mischievous.
Strong's H7451. Ra, ra. And second entry, ra, ra. And third entry, ra'a, ra'a.
Right. A couple of precepts I popped into here. I ran into here. Genesis chapters 5 and 6 and 5 says, and God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. Right, that's the wickedness, man. And a lot of these people, I would say, for the most part, That's this pure that going on in their mind. That's what they're rapping about. And you know by a man's countenance, by his look, and also out of the heart, even Yehoshua said that, out of the heart the abundance speak. So what you talk about, what you meditate on, that's what you're going to bring back to yourself. Yeah, the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of his thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. That's why the Most High had to bring a flood. Right? That's the ultimate reason why the Most High brought a flood in the days of Noah, because everybody was wicked. That's all they done. Slander and wickedness. And that's the point. That's the point. More precepts I could get into, but the point is made. Abra's the word mischievous. So that scripture led me to that. Mischievous. Is there anything else here? Word. The beginning of the words of his mouth is foolishness, and the end of his talk is mischievous madness. Madness. I must be allowed to check that one out too. Madness. Alright, what do I say? A person that keeps on doing the same thing over and over and over and over again and expecting different results is insanity. So let's check this one out. H1948. Madness. Doesn't give me much here, but we kind of know anyway. Madness. Beginning of the words of his mouth is foolishness, and the end of his talk, that's the scripture we just looked at. Madness. Alright then. From active participant. Let's check something out. Madness. What did it say? Now I'm going to check out the since it doesn't give me much here, I'm going to check out not the group Madness. This was a group in the 70s or the 80s. Madness. But what does it say? Madness, the state of having a serious mental illness. Insanity. Right? See, I just the scriptures just led me to this. Insanity, insaneness, dementia, mental illness, derangement. Fool, it comes under look. Folly, foolishness, stupidity, insanity. I need to say no more. Instability. Boy, enough said on that. Enough said on that. Distraction, depression. So that's madness. Right? The scriptures don't lie. That's it. Madness. Enough said. That's just the point. Don't need to make no more out of that. So if I look at one thing, the words of a wise man are gracious, but the lips of a fool will swallow up himself. Since I opened with this, let me just check something out here. Let's just check something out here. That's in back to Ecclesiastes 10 and 12. I opened up with it. The words of a wise man's mouth are gracious, but the lips of a fool shall swallow him up. Wise words bring approval, but fools are destroyed by their own words. That's the point. Wise words bring approval, but fools are destroyed by their own words. Because what you meditate on, that's what you bring to yourself. If you be negative, that's what you attract. So that's the point, Akim. There's more precepts I could get out, but I think that's just the point I really needed to really bring out. That makes the point as far as making an example. The Most High made an example of this ninja, another fool, another ninja of the planet. Kala Yahweh, the Wada Yahweh Shino Shai, the Wada Kala Yahweh Shino Shai, Words of a wise man's mouth are gracious, but the lips of a fool will swallow up himself. Now, as a matter of fact, let me end it on some words of a wise man's mouth. Wise. Because our brothers are, for those of us that seen that life, and we still see it when we, brothers do videos on it, and we hear about these, you know, these deletions. What's the other guy? Pop Smoke and all these rappers, man. It's hard to keep up with them. I don't really keep up with them, but it's what goes on in the news, and you get to find out, and you do a video on them. So, wise mans, because that's who we're trying to imitate. Our exemplar, wise man, the wise man, Yahweh Yahushai, and all good examples that come to mind. Wise man, skillful in technical work, wise in administration, right? Crafty, subtle, yeah, because you mustn't throw your pearls to swine. We're behind enemy lines, man. We have to be wise as serpents, but harmless as doves, right? And most definitely, we ain't gonna put our trust in no man, right? Don't put your trust in man, to whom salvation belong. Right? Learn, showed class of men, prudent, wise, ethically and religiously. Wise man's wise man. That's the point, man. Say no more. What does it say here?
Strong's H2450. Chacham. Chacham.
Yeah. Wise man, skillful in technical work. So we're going, that's a good note to end on. Kala Yehovah, the Wadi Yahweh. More words we could have get into, but just wanted to hit that and make the point. Right? That's really all. That's the point, man. Made that example. The Most High gave us the example of what not to do. The words of a wise man's mouth are gracious, but the lips of fools will swallow up himself. And that's what happened to that Julio. He swallowed up himself. The Warrior Bashim Shah once again for putting the spirit on me to do this video. Shalom to the sincere Akim. We're on to the next.